Movies Are a Thing is a weekly podcast going over the movies releasing this week.
And whatever movie-related tangents we decide to venture off on today.
Hello and welcome to Movies Are a Thing. My name is John.
And I'm Travis, and here are the movies premiering this week.
You did good. You did good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But before we do that, Travis.
Yes, sir.
How has your while been?
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
It's been a little bit. And that's on me. That's on me.
No, it's all good. Okay, so besides work, because that's all I ever do, pretty much everything I did was over this past weekend because I went to a concert on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There were some people that kind of made it a little unbearable, but...
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. Some people just need to learn how to shower and also brush their teeth.
Right.
But that's beyond the point. The concert was fantastic beyond that.
Yeah.
I saw Asking Alexandria, I Prevail, and Stained.
Nice.
So it was a good show.
Very nice. Very nice.
In those 3 weeks, I did have a chance to watch a few movies.
Just a few?
Just a few.
Okay.
Like 5 to be exact. So, okay, bear with me. Mm-hmm. So, the first one I watched was Fall Guy.
Okay.
I really liked it.
Okay.
I didn't go into it with a whole lot of expectations as I thought the trailer was just kind of lackluster.
Right.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
Awesome.
There was a lot of just like laugh out moments. And I thought that Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt have great chemistry together.
Sweet.
And David Leitch is a fantastic director. And the stunt choreography was fantastic.
Yeah. I actually was watching something where he was talking about the stunts in the movie and everything like that. And apparently the car flip on the beach, that set the record that was previously held by Casino Royale.
Okay.
Of, those kinds of flips in a vehicle. I think they got, Casino Royale was 7.5, I think, and they got 8 or 8.5.
Yeah, it was something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And basically because David Leitch is a, former stuntman, he knows everything that kind of goes into that.
Right.
And so, when you were watching the movie, basically, they started the stunt, they kind of had, the normal kind of cut of the scene, but then he actually brought it back, and he played the role in its entirety. Because he's like, I want people to see this entire role.
Oh, sure. It was an awesome role, I will say that. All right. Okay, so then moving on. Okay, so this is the movie that I was saying before we were recording that you would be proud of me for watching.
Okay, let's hear it.
I watched Spirited Away.
What'd you think of it?
I absolutely loved it.
Awesome. Okay.
They don't make kids movies like that anymore, nor do they make animated movies like that anymore.
It's so good.
It is so good, and I cannot wait to watch the rest of Studio Ghibli.
It's going to be great. Subbed or dubbed?
No, I watched it dubbed. Sorry. Yeah.
So you had Max from a Goofy movie as the one character.
I sure did. Yep. Sure did.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta ask. The little soot sprites. Cutest things ever.
They sure are. Yeah. They sure are.
And now you know No Face.
No Face and God, what's the grandma, or not the grandma, but the.
I can never remember her name.
Yeah, I can't either, but she has a twin sister. Yeah. I was like, wait a second, hold on. But yeah, it was very, very good. The third movie I watched was Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And I really like that one too.
Okay.
I'm not always the biggest fan of Guy Ritchie movies because the accents are always so thick and it's hard to understand them. I didn't have that problem with this movie, which made it 10 times more enjoyable. And also, it's just fun to see Henry Cavill on screen always.
Right.
And with everybody else on screen, and it's, yeah.
I actually saw something about that one too.
Okay.
Where Henry Cavill was talking about his mustache. And basically he was saying that he had to train his mustache just like he had to, would have to train his muscles or whatever, train himself to be able to do all these like physical activities and stuff like that.
Sure.
Because like if you just let your mustache grow or whatever, it does whatever it wants, and you can try to shape it and do what you want with it when it comes time, but unless you've basically been training the hairs to be like, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. By the end of 2 takes, it'll be done, and they have to go through and refix everything. And so as he was growing his beard and mustache and everything, he actually was training his mustache to be in that shape with like wax and all of the stuff that you need to be able to shape your mustache.
Really?
Like that.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, he really took care of that thing then. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Okay. Okay. So then the 4th movie I watched was Challengers.
Okay.
That one I didn't like so much.
You have to remind me, or Challengers, what is that, the Zendaya?
Yep, it's the Zendaya tennis movie.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one didn't really look all that great.
Yeah, like...
To me, at least. It wasn't like my kind of movie, I should say.
It definitely wasn't mine either. Pretty much to what I would compare it to as is it's just a 2-hour reality TV episode of these 2 guys trying to compete for Zendaya's love, basically. And it's like, really, do we really need 2 hours of this? But all right, sure. And then the last movie I watched was Boy Kills World.
Okay. I want to get your thoughts on this one.
Okay. So the action and the hand-to-hand combat was awesome. It reminded me a lot of The Raid.
Okay.
Which, I mean, there was one character in there that is from The Raid. And he's pretty prominent in other, like, kung fu movies and things like that.
Yeah, and he was in John Wick 3.
He was in John Wick 3, yep. It was weird to see... I can never remember what Skarsgård it is.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård. Him having, like, him not talking, but then having, like, John H. Benjamin as his, like, inner monologue was really weird, but it worked. My problem with the movie was that there's a twist in the movie that happens that kind of nullifies everything. And it makes, like, everything that the main character is fighting for just kind of null and void. And it's just like, oh, well, this is happening. Okay, well, then why is this movie even, why does it exist? Like, why is everything happening? But if you can get past that, it is a bloody good time. It really is. There's a lot of creative kills in this movie.
Okay. So I did watch a movie this week.
Hooray!
Or these last couple of weeks, I should say.
Okay.
I mean, I've had a busy couple of weeks,
Sure.
but the movie that I went to go see is Boy Kills World.
Okay.
And, it definitely was very, very gory. Yayan I thought he was great in the movie. Bill Skarsgård, thought he did really good. I mean, he did really good in his hand-to-hand combat, everything like that.
Right.
Jessica Roth, I don't know how to say her last name. I think she did really good in her hand-to-hand combat as well.
Sure.
Although she was wearing the mask a lot of the time. So, but yeah, no, I'm with you because I basically left the movie just kind of, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
It just kind of left me like, oh, well, yeah, that was what is it? Just about 2 hours. That yeah.
It's like, oh,
could have been doing something else.
Exactly. Like, oh, really? Like, you're gonna go with this? All right, sure. Did you stay until the end of the credits? There's an after credit scene.
There is an after credits.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything,
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, we just kind of left. But was it
I can tell you what it is afterwards, but
okay?
it's yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean like I had high hopes for it,
I did too.
and then it just kind of eh.
It's just kind of like like
Yeah, like I, I honestly, yeah, it's like okay, yeah, I watched it, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intentions of ever watching it again.
I don't either. I totally agree with that. Yep.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
It really is, considering it was produced by Sam Raimi, or it was a part of his studio. It was one of those two at least, because I know it was part because it had Raimi.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So, oh well.
Oh well, what can you do, right?
Yep. Not too much. Not too much.
Exactly.
But what do you say? Should we get into our lots of movie news so we can try to get through this pretty quick?
Let's do it to it.
All right. The first thing that we are getting into is kind of some sad news. It looks like Bernard Hill has passed away.
Okay.
A lot of people might not know that name, but you'll definitely know him. He was the captain of Titanic, and then he was also in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, he was the king, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
And so he has passed away. I guess I don't even know how old he was. I mean, okay, so he was 79 or 80.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was King Theoden in Lord of the Rings. He was Captain Smith in
Okay.
Titanic. I mean, that's the two major ones that I will forever know him for.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, he has passed away. I can't remember if they had said what he ended up passing from. Let's see here. I mean, it seems to have been pretty quick because he was actually supposed to be at Comic-Con in Liverpool,
Oh, really? Okay.
but then he had to cancel last minute,
Mm-hmm.
and then he passed away. And so a lot of the other actors from Lord of the Rings were at Liverpool,
Okay.
and they basically kind of shared, paid tribute to him after he passed here.
Okay.
But yeah, so he passed away at the age of 79. There it is. Yep. And then yeah, that's all I really have to say for that.
Well, that's sad to hear. I will always know him, obviously, as you do, from Titanic and also, Lord of the Rings. So
Yep.
sad, but part of life.
It
so,
is.
Yeah.
It is. And I mean, one of his major character arcs in Lord of the Rings is about death too.
Very true. Yeah.
And kind of just when they're kind of hunkered down, do you want to stay in here and be a coward, or do you want to go out like a warrior and defend your kingdom kind of thing?
Right.
But yeah. So seems like kind of a very awkward segue, and I do apologize, but we actually do have some Lord of the Rings news as well. Kind of speaking of Lord of the Rings and one of the major characters that he is known for. Lord of the Rings is coming back to theaters.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, that being said, this is not the theatrical release that is coming back to theaters. This is the Peter Jackson extended releases
Yes.
that are coming back to theaters.
It is about time.
Remastered as well.
Okay. Awesome.
So it looks like Fathom Events and some other, some chains are going to be part of this. But basically, June 8th is going to be Fellowship of the Ring.
Yep.
June 9th is The Two Towers, and June 10th is The Return of the King.
Yep.
I mean, make sure that you have your big bucket of popcorn.
Yeah.
Do you know if we're going to be showing it here?
We sure are, and our tickets are on sale currently.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
And I also think it'll be on the Eiffel screen as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. If you can, come on down to St. Michael Cinema.
Yes.
Because it will be amazing on the Eiffel screen.
It
And you can get
will.
your bucket of popcorn, you can get your concessions. I hear there may be some possible new concessions coming in.
We sure do, yeah.
If you can talk about it, I don't know if you can talk about it.
Oh
or
yeah,
not.
for sure. We have our concessions, but we are debuting a new menu for our food selections.
Very nice.
For like burgers and some pizzas and appetizers and things.
So you'll have your meal for the 3.5, 4 hour movie.
Yes, because Return of the King Extended does clock in over 4 hours. So,
Well, I mean, it does have 57 endings.
right, it does, right?
I mean, you have to have an ending for all the characters, and so every character has, or all the different groups of characters have their own different endings. So you have to have the 57 endings. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, again, thank you, St. Michael Cinema, for sponsoring the podcast.
Yes,
really
thank
do
you.
appreciate it. And like I said, if you can make it here to St. Michael in Minnesota, come and see Lord of the Rings on the Eiffel screen. It should be fantastic.
Yes, most definitely.
All right. That being said, people should run to the theater.
Nice.
Thank you. Speaking of remasters, Run Lola Run is coming back to theaters with a 4K remaster.
That's one I've never seen this. Have you?
I honestly have not.
Okay.
But it is also celebrating its 25th anniversary,
Okay.
which means it came out in 99.
Jeez. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it really was.
It really was. It really was.
Wow.
So, I don't know exactly where that will be playing. It should be coming into theaters June 7th. But like I said, it's going to be a 4K restoration created in collaboration with the filmmakers. So that's always nice.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
But then, yeah, basically, it should be lots of fun for Run Lola Run.
Run, Lola, run.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's what they were saying to Bob Bakish.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Yeah, as they ousted him as the CEO of Paramount. So, yeah, Bob Bakish is no longer CEO of Paramount. He was basically kind of kicked off, and a conglomeration of 3 executives are now the office of the CEO.
Wow.
For
Okay.
now. Because we'll get into that right after this. But, yeah, so basically, like, from everything that I've been reading, Bob Bakish was, a pretty good CEO. But him and the board kind of made a bit of a blunder with Paramount Plus,
Right.
which kind of basically tanked the studio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is from everything that I was reading, but like, he was very much a would actually work with people instead of just being like, no, I'm the CEO, we're going to do this. He would actually take time to listen. He would ask ideas. He would again work with people to do what was best for the company, which is something that you don't actually see a lot anymore.
Right. Sure.
But yeah, they basically were like, "Yep, you're out of here." And now it is 3 executives as one is C, one is E, and one is O. Sorry, that was bad.
It was pretty good.
But yeah, basically they had said, unfortunately, after making meaningful progress and shepherding in the merger over the goal line in 2019 with some other, I don't remember exactly what the merger was in 2019, Bakish and his management team made a critical strategic mistake in spring of 2020 that has ultimately crippled the company financially, is their quote-unquote reasoning for ousting him.
Okay.
So we'll have to see how that all goes, especially with our next bit of movie news, seeing as apparently Sony and Apollo together have sent in a $26 billion bid to buy Paramount.
Wow.
And that is apparently an all-cash bid.
Wow.
So, like, no stock options, no anything like that. Just $26 billion. Chump change.
So just straight cash, homie.
Basically.
Wow. Imagine having $26 billion in cash.
I cannot imagine that, quite honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
It's like, yeah, I'd buy a house.
Right.
And I'd buy another house.
Right.
And I'd buy a few vehicles. Maybe some aquatic vehicles.
Aquatic.
Maybe a new computer, and then have $26 billion left.
There you go.
But yeah, so that I know this is one bid. I don't know if they've received any other bids for buying out the company. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's looking like Paramount is pretty soon no longer going to be its own thing.
Trying to think of what the combination of Sony and Paramount would be. Would it just be Sony Mount? Mount Sony?
No, it'd be Pony.
Yes. I love that. Bring out the bronies.
Or Peroni.
Ooh, Peronies, yes.
Get some pep in there. It'd be a pepperoni. Yeah. So that is apparently a thing. I don't know. We'll have to see how it all goes. We'll have to see. Yeah.
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 Guess we'll just have to see.
But speaking of Sony.
Oh, about... Well, now I lost it. Okay, so it's not really a segue if it's...
I mean, Sony could get one too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Sony could definitely get a clue.
Apparently, I mean, I think we talked about this before where they were thinking about... Hasbro was thinking about bringing back and making another Clue movie. Mm-hmm. Sony has apparently unlimited pockets because they have bought the movie and TV rights to Clue.
Jeez. Sony's just doing everything right now, aren't they?
They are. I don't know, man. Can you really redo Clue?
I don't know. That original movie is pretty perfect.
Right.
And I just recently watched that for the first time.
Yeah.
And like I really enjoyed it. And I know you've watched it a lot over the years and you really enjoy it, so
got to have the manic Tim Curry
exactly.
in the third act of the film just running around.
Exactly. He's the best part.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, they've sold the rights to the movie and TV rights to Sony now, so we'll see what happens, and we'll see if they end up making another Clue, and if people rage over their Clue. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised with our next Sony news because they're spending so much money.
Right.
I feel like they would want movies to come out as soon as possible, but they have pushed back a couple of movies now.
Okay.
So Craven was supposed to be like summertime this year, right? Mm-hmm. Craven will now be December 13th of this year. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because it's right before the holiday season.
That's a weird time for a movie like that to come out.
And it will be the only, if I remember correctly, I think they said that it will be the only R-rated movie out around that time. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Well, so yeah, Craven the Hunter will be the only R-rated movie during the holidays. Mm-hmm. But it will go up against the animated Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was coming out.
So that'll be right around that holiday season as well.
Okay.
So that time frame was actually meant to be the new Karate Kid movie.
Okay.
That got pushed back as well, back to May 30th. But with that means that the new Karate Kid movie will come out after the series finale of Cobra Kai.
Okay.
So, it won't be like, hey, watch Cobra Kai, watch Cobra Kai. Oh, there's a movie, watch Cobra Kai, it's Cobra Kai, done. Oh, hey, now there's a movie.
Well, okay. So I know Cobra Kai is going to be split into, I think, is it 2 or 3 sections for this final season?
They said that it's going to be coming out. They said in the article here, it does say it will be coming out after Cobra Kai finishes up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So, yeah, no, I mean, like, I totally forgot about that, so thank you for bringing that up. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I had kind of glanced through here, and I did see that the movie will now follow the 6th and final season of Cobra Kai, which was delayed due to the strike.
Right. Interesting.
But that means that Karate Kid is now basically a Memorial Day summer kickoff movie.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm trying to think of when the last Karate Kid movie came out, the one with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
Oh boy, I want to say probably.
I couldn't remember if it was May or July or June sometime.
You know, I want to say, May.
Wanna say May.
Oh, I was okay. I was thinking 2012, but it was 2010.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
14 years ago.
So I believe they were saying that this Karate Kid is going to have Jackie Chan plus,
Ralph Macchio.
yeah, Ralph Macchio. And then also, so yeah, it would be those two.
Okay, because Mr. Miyagi is no longer here.
Right. But then Jackie Chan is Miyagi in that universe, at least.
So, the release date for the Jackie Chan Karate Kid, it was not May,
Oh, okay.
it was June.
It was June, okay.
Yeah, you were right. You were 100% right again. Go, Travis. Woo!
Yay!
June 11th, 2010.
2010.
So, we do have that. Kraven the Hunter moved back to December. Karate Kid moved back to May 30th, 2025.
Okay.
So, basically 2 weeks shy of the 15th anniversary of the Jackie Chan movie.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
But I mean, you know, speaking of remakes and reboots and all that jazz, apparently they are in the works they are working on a reboot of the Maze Runner series, which to me is just
It seems a little too soon.
very much so. You know how old the Maze Runner is, like the first movie?
I'm going to say it's less than 20. I'm going to say like 15.
Release date of The Maze Runner, September 19th, 2014. Not even 10 years old right now.
Wow.
And they want to reboot it.
Wow. It's still a minor. Wow. Okay.
This is way too soon for a reboot of this franchise.
It really is.
Like, I mean, it'd be like, I'm just trying to think here. Like,
I would take a reboot of Harry Potter or even Hunger Games before I take a Maze Runner reboot right now.
good news, they're rebooting Harry Potter.
I know they are.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just trying to think here, because, like, when did the last one?
That had to have been 2016, 2017.
2018.
Jeez.
Because that's the one that was delayed.
Okay.
Because Dylan O'Brien had some massive injuries doing a stunt for that movie. So
Okay.
that one was the one that was delayed, but that was still 2018, which means that was 6 years ago.
I remember we premiered that one because it was around when we first got the XDX.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was one of the, like, obviously, like, the first couple movies, I know it was the Divergent series. But then I know at least one of the Maze Runners. I think it was Death Cure.
Okay, yeah, it would have had to have been Death Cure.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it was Scorch Trials.
Was it Scorch Trials?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Death Cure would have been right near the end of the time that I was there,
Oh, that's true, yeah.
and I was there for a few years.
Right.
Yeah, so that would have had to have been Scorch Trials,
Okay.
because I think that was 2015,
It really all blends together at this point.
right? Yeah, 2015. There it is.
Okay.
I was gonna say something. Yeah, so I mean, that would be doing a reboot of the Maze Runner right now would be like back in 2011. If they're like, you know what we need? A reboot of the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Because, like, it is unnecessary. It is not worth it. I'd say give it at least another 15 years before you try to reboot something like The Maze Runner.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, it's not worth it, man. Not worth it.
Game over, man.
Well, I mean, you know what the executives are saying.
What's that?
I have the power. Masters of the Universe. I know we were talking about the live action coming in. It was going to be over at Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix is no longer making it.
Okay.
So now it has moved to another streamer, Amazon,
Okay.
which might actually get a I mean, Netflix does kind of have some theatrical releases, but I think Amazon has a lot more theatrical releases.
Right.
So if they were going to do a theatrical release of this movie or wanted to, I think they have a better chance of it over at Amazon Studios.
Sure.
And right now it is set for a summer 2026 release.
Okay.
And that'll be coming in from Travis Knight directing it,
Okay.
which he did Bumblebee. He directed Bumblebee.
Nice.
He also directed Kubo and the Two Strings.
Good movie.
Great movie. I just watched. I did watch another movie. I watched that on the plane. I watched Kubo and the Two Strings.
Good movie.
It is. I forgot that I had watched it because it was on a tiny itty bitty screen.
Aw.
It was a little airplane screen.
It's just a little baby.
It's a baby. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know who's writing it. With Chris Butler writing the screenplay. Chris Butler. Why does that name sound familiar? Let's go. Chris Butler. Interesting. If this is the Chris Butler that... Yes. Okay. So Chris Butler has a couple screenplays and written by. His first written by credit is Paranorman.
Ooh, okay.
He has a screenplay credit for Kubo and the Two Strings.
Nice.
And also Missing Link.
Okay.
And then, now he has Masters of the Universe coming in.
Nice.
And he was the storyboard supervisor of Coraline.
Great movie. Okay.
And a storyboard artist for Corpse Bride.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it's in pretty good hands.
I think so.
It'll be interesting to see where they take Prince Adam.
Definitely.
If he ever says, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hey, what's going on?
Going from Masters of the Universe to a little bit of a different movie, but also an older movie. Mm-hmm. This one is actually going to be a sequel. Okay. We have a 30-year sequel for The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And apparently the original cast is coming back.
Really? Okay.
Do you know the original cast?
I don't.
Let me just read this part of the article here. The news comes 30 years after the movie, starring Hugo Weaving, Terrence Stamp, and Guy Pearce, was released at the 1994 Cannes.
Okay.
And so basically, the original movie is the story of three drag performers traveling through the Australian outback on a bus called Priscilla.
Okay.
And basically, the writer-director of it had consistently said, "No, I don't have a story. I don't have a sequel story. I don't want to make a sequel story. I don't have one." But I guess his parents died within 2 years of each other.
Okay.
Recently. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, now I have a story." And yeah, Hugo Weaving, Terrence Stamp, and Guy Pearce are all back to reprise their roles.
I can't picture Hugo Weaving in drag.
I mean, I can. It's kind of like picturing, who was it? It was, I can never remember his name, but he played Lex in Smallville.
The Michael Rosenbaum or whatever.
Yeah. Because he was in drag for that one movie too.
Oh, that's true. That makes me think of another movie with drag in it. To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. That's a good one too.
Let me see if I can remember which movie that was. Why can I not? Sorority Boys. That's the one I was thinking of. With Michael Rosenbaum, Harland Williams, Barry Watson. Yeah. That's right. He was in Seventh Heaven.
Sure was.
Oh my God.
Seventh Heaven.
Going from Seventh Heaven to Sorority Boys.
My, the tables have turned.
Or no, he did Sorority Boys while he was doing Seventh Heaven.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. We have a sequel to Priscilla, Queen of the Desert on its way with the original cast. Mm-hmm. Should be fun.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of movies that are getting sequels much later, 28 years later.
Wow.
Or the movie 28 years later.
Right, yeah.
Which is actually going to be a trilogy of movies. I did not know that until I was reading this article.
Really?
I've been away too long and I missed this news. So 28 years later, Alex Garland will be writing at least the first one. I think he'll be writing the trilogy just in general.
Okay.
But I know Danny Boyle is going to be directing the first of the trilogy.
Okay.
And then it sounds like they have Nia DaCosta will be directing the second of the trilogy.
Okay.
And the first two movies will be filmed back to back.
I'm so excited.
So we'll have to see how that all goes.
So it looks like Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Ralph Fiennes are going to be in the 28 Years Later trilogy.
They are.
That's
They are.
awesome.
It should be interesting to see.
Harry Potter,
The boy who lived, come to die.
oh my god.
I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson is being kind of just all over the place now.
He sure is. He's
Because-
just in everything.
Yeah, because he had Bullet Train not too long ago here,
Yep.
which great character. Craven the Hunter.
Yep.
And
He's
then
in Fall Guy.
he's in Fall Guy, and now he's going to be in this one coming up. It should be interesting to see.
Most definitely.
But yeah, so those three will be in that trilogy. We have another three people that have joined another reboot.
Okay.
Reboot this time, not sequel. It's one that we've talked about before.
Okay.
The Naked Gun reboot.
That's right. Okay.
Apparently, joining Liam Neeson will be Pamela Anderson,
Nice.
Paul Walter Hauser,
Okay.
and Kevin Durand.
Man, Paul Walter Hauser is just in everything.
He is very much in everything. But yeah, so Pamela Anderson will be there. Paul Walter Hauser will be basically the sidekick to Liam Neeson. So he's
Okay.
going to have a pretty major role.
So he's gonna be the OJ. to
Not
Liam
quite.
Well,
He's going to be he'll be Ed, Frank Drebin's partner,
okay.
which was inhabited in the prior Naked Gun films by George Kennedy, and in the preceding series Police Squad by Alan North.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're starting to get a cast.
Sure are.
They're starting to get a cast.
I like that they got Pamela Anderson. That's awesome. 'Cause the
Yeah.
original ones had, wasn't it Presley? Or I forget her name, but I know it's Presley.
I'm just trying to think here.
Not Priscilla Presley.
Lisa Marie?
Lisa Marie Presley. Thank you.
I could not tell you. Do we have who she is officially going to be playing? I don't see on here who she will officially be playing, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But then, yeah, Kevin Durand as well has joined in, which he's in a movie that we'll be talking about a little bit later.
Sweet.
He basically did performance capture, if that tells you anything.
Okay. I like that.
So yeah, he has joined in as well. I don't think they have who he's going to be playing either. Oh, let's see here. Sources say Durand will play one of the villains.
Okay.
So that should be fun.
Interesting.
Fantastic. But yeah, speaking of Paul Walter Hauser, though, did you see that next news story that we have?
I did.
Sounds. I mean, his career seems like it's pretty fantastic right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we've talked about him 4 times in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, at least, yeah. I mean, it's become pretty marvelous.
Nice.
Yes.
Paul Walter Hauser has apparently also joined in for the Fantastic Four movie. So, I mean, we have our family with Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and then Eben Moss Backrack. And then Julia Garner, we talked about a couple weeks ago,
Right.
playing a version of the Silver Surfer. And then we don't necessarily know who he's going to be playing, but production will begin this summer.
I wonder who he would even play. I don't know a whole lot about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'm kind of lacking on that knowledge. I'm kind of lacking on Marvel's first family.
Yeah, because I mean, they have a whole like space that they can delve into. and just whole different realms and whatnot. So I mean, who knows what he could play?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think in the comics, in some version of the comics, their headquarters is actually a place called Nowhere, which, if you remember Guardians 2,
Right. Mm-hmm.
that was the same thing.
Right.
So let me double check that, make sure I'm actually not talking out my butt. Complete guide. Okay, so we have the Baxter Building, Avengers Mansion, Four Freedoms Plaza, Pier 4, Baxter Building 2.0, Foundation, Yancey Street. Okay, so apparently I was wrong.
Okay.
But I thought I had read something about that. And I mean, by all means, if somebody knows more about the Fantastic Four than we do, which is not going to be that very hard,
Right.
you can always visit us at Facebook. We're facebook.com/moviesaretthing, on Twitter and Instagram at moviesaretthing, no spaces, dashes, slashes, anything like that, at moviesaretthing, and let us know that we know nowhere or no thing. But yeah, so we have Paul Walter Hauser joining the Fantastic Four.
What if he plays like an alternate version of the Thing? Because I was thinking that he could be like a really good Thing.
Well, you're saying that he was getting pretty in shape too, right?
I mean, he's not like he's not like chiseled. He's still on the bigger side, but he's leaner than he was. And I mean, he's lost, I mean, a bunch of weight too, because he was also in Cobra Kai.
Right.
And he was doing a lot of like fighting in there too. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Fantastic. With that being said, hopefully, however they cast Paul Walter Hauser, it's not like a miscast like they did with Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3. Speaking of Ben Kingsley, he was just cast in another movie,
Oh my.
along with Helen Mirren and Pierce Brosnan,
Oh.
in a movie called The Thursday Murder Club. And it's being directed by Chris Columbus.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I mean, he's done some stuff. I just don't think we've talked about him for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, I should say, I think he's done some stuff recently. We just haven't talked about him for
Gotcha. Okay.
Because, I mean, obviously, he's done some stuff.
Right.
You know, no overlooking, Mrs. Doubtfire or the first two Harry Potter movies.
Right.
Or Home Alone, for that matter.
Right.
Just can't forget that one. But yeah, so he's going to be directing this movie. Basically, it's going to be... those three will be playing septuagenarians. Let me read this. Set to play septuagenarian sleuths in a retirement community, and this is based off of an adaptation of the best-selling mystery book.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either, and it sounds like Red.
It kind of sounds like Red, but it also sounds like Mr. Holmes.
Oh yeah, that too. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really enjoyed Mr. Holmes for what it was worth. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think something like this might be a little interesting to watch.
Sure. I would check it out.
We'll have to see how it all goes. But yeah, I mean, I really got no way to. All my segues have kind of just gone with the wind. So, speaking of Gone with the Wind, Vivian Leigh is going to get a biopic.
Ooh, okay.
Vivian Leigh?
Leigh, yeah.
I never know how to pronounce people's names. But apparently Carla Gugino is going to be playing Vivian in a biopic called The Florist. This is going to be well after Gone with the Wind. It's going to take place, I believe, in the 60s.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Vivian Leigh, I think it's Lee. Gone with the Wind, Streetcar Named Desire, Waterloo Bridge. I mean, tons of older movies. Very well-known actress. Apparently also was dealing with like bipolar disorder.
Really? Okay.
And so Carla Gugino will be playing her in a biopic. And it should be, so basically the film will explore Lee's struggle with bipolar disorder in the 1960s as she prepares to lead the Broadway production of John Gielgud's Chekhov adaptation of Ivanov. Kind of stumbled over that. I apologize. But it should be... I want to see a trailer for this. I do. I don't know too much about that time period. I should know more. That's on me. But this is something that I kind of want to see a trailer for.
Yeah, me too. I've always enjoyed Carla Gugino's work. She's always done fantastic work as an actress. So,
Right.
heck yeah, bring it on.
Very nice. But that going from actors in the golden age to actors playing superhero parents, I really had no segue for that. I apologize. We have the Kents for James Gunn's Superman.
Okay.
We have Ma and Pa Kent.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. So Pa Kent will be played by Pruitt Taylor Vince, and Ma Kent will be played by Neva Howell, which are really names that I haven't really heard before. But Pruitt Taylor Vince has been in a few things. So let's just say he'll be starring in a Apple TV Plus series Lady in the Lake opposite Natalie Portman. He has also had recurring roles on Stranger Things, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., NBC's Heroes Reborn, True Blood, The Walking Dead, The Mentalist, and Murder One, for which he won an Emmy.
Interesting. Okay.
And then he was also in Bird Box and The Life and Death of John Gotti.
Okay.
So yeah, he will be Pa Kent, and then it was Neva Howell will be Ma Kent. I don't think she has a ton of credits to her name, especially well-known credits, but must have impressed James Gunn.
She kind of looks like the actress who plays Kitty from that '70s show. At least in the photo in the
In the photo
article.
that they have there, yeah, absolutely. But she's no Deborah Ann.
Yeah, no, she's not.
That's right. So she was Farmer Lady in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. She was Woman on the News #1 in Logan Lucky.
Okay.
So not very many kind of big movies, but here we go.
She's been in at least something.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Superman is going to be a lot of people that I don't really know. So I mean, obviously we have Nicholas Hoult that we've talked about as Lex, David Corenswet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern. I don't think we talked about that, but Nathan Fillion will be the Green Lantern in the new Superman movie.
Awesome.
Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Edie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, or Eddie Gathegi? I don't know. My apologies. Maria Gabriela De Faria as the Engineer, Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho, Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, and Sarah Sampaio as Eve Teschmacher.
Okay.
And then Wendell Pierce as Perry White.
Sure. Okay.
I think we talked about that one a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
So it's gonna be a big cast, but it's not gonna be a super well-known cast.
Super.
Unintentional, but thank you. You could say, I see what you did there.
No, you didn't.
Well, now I see it. So a movie that I actually really enjoyed, and the second one was okay, is getting a third movie, Now You See Me. And apparently Rosamund Pike has joined in for Now You See Me 3.
Ooh, okay.
So we have as far as I know, we have the original cast coming back. So that's, Mark Ruffalo, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Isla Fisher. Said it right that time.
Awesome. So proud of you.
And Dave Franco, the younger Franco, the less creepy Franco. I'm sorry, and Morgan Freeman. Or I guess I don't know if Mark Ruffalo will be back or not. I apologize. But yeah, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Dave Franco, Morgan Freeman, Jesse Eisenberg, and then Rosamund Pike has joined in. And then we do have Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt that have already joined in as well for this new movie.
And what about Michael Caine?
Michael Caine. I mean, he was in the first one. I don't think he was in the second one, was he?
I think he was for a little bit.
Like he had like a cameo?
I think so.
Well, I think he's retired now, isn't he? Like officially retired?
Possibly. That sounds about right.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Bacon. Well, I guess he did a movie in 2023, but yeah, we'll have to see how what all happens, but we'll see if people see Now You See Me 3.
Well, good luck to them. I hope they have fun.
Hopefully the movie doesn't die. Speaking of, good luck, have fun, don't die. That has started filming. I know we've talked about this before because I can't get that name out of my head.
Right.
But the movie has started filming. This is the movie that has Sam Rockwell, Michael Pena, Zazie Beetz, Juno Temple, and it has started production in South Africa.
Awesome. Okay. It's a great title for a movie, though.
Right. So the film was written by Matthew Robinson, who did Love and Monsters, which that came out like right at the beginning of everything being shut down on Netflix.
Right.
And so I don't think anybody saw it. But that is another Dylan O'Brien movie. Going back to Maze Runner.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Dylan O'Brien should have had a lot better career than he's had. But he just has had no luck because, like, nobody saw Love and Monsters.
Right.
You know, and everybody kind of fell off the young adult train, you know, before they got their last movie out for Maze Runner.
Right.
Because he ended up getting injured, you know, had a major head injury doing a stunt for the movie, and then everything kind of fell off.
That's crazy.
So we'll see how this all goes. And then, I mean, he's been doing other stuff too, but like, oh, that's right, he's going to be Dan Aykroyd in SNL 1975.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, I mean, fingers crossed, but I really hope the best for him.
Me too.
But yeah, good luck, have fun, don't die. This one just looks like a fun movie.
Definitely.
Especially being directed by Gore Verbinski.
Oh, right. Oh, exactly.
So, we'll see how it all goes.
You gotta love Gore Verbinski.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
That was almost a tongue twister there.
Basically,
Jeez.
you know. I mean, he does love his practical effects too. I mean, look at the first Pirates.
Very true. Oh, that first Pirates movie. So good.
I mean, what is that coming up on? It's past 20 now, isn't it? Because that was 2003.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2003.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That has passed its 20-year anniversary. How long ago, though? How much did we miss it by?
That was July.
July 9th, 2003. Which I actually never watched this in the theaters.
I did, yeah. I remember that.
I didn't watch it until somebody brought it to like a birthday party or something like that somebody brought a DVD and they're like, we have to watch this movie. And I think it was like one of my sister's birthday parties or something like that. So I didn't even really get to watch it. But the parts that I did watch, I was like, ooh, this is fun.
And then you were blown away and then you're like, oh man.
Well, I got to watch this now.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, good luck, have fun, don't die, should be fun. And then this next one is not going to be fun for people like me.
But definitely a lot of fun for me.
Yes. We've talked about it before. The Strangers Chapter 1. We have officially received word that it will be rated R.
Well, I would certainly hope so. But, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Right?
Steven.
That was good. And that'll be next week.
Sure is.
It is rated R for horror violence, language, and brief drug use.
Okay.
It's going to be fun for you. I'm not going to go see it.
I'm so excited.
But other than that, that is the last of our movie news. Travis, did you have anything you wanted to say about any of our movie news that we talked about today?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, then let's go into our trailers/clips because we have a clip of the Francis Ford Coppola movie Megalopolis.
That was a whole lot of nope.
That was so much dope. Basically, we got a clip of Megalopolis. We got a view, or we got to see basically Adam Driver's character in this movie. I'm very confused by a lot of things, mainly because I was just peeking at it through the slits of my fingers as I had my eyes covered. Basically, Adam Driver's character goes out of this very tall building onto a metal roof kind of thing, and looks over the edge, and they show you him looking over the edge, and they show you his view of looking over the edge, and I mean, you watched it on a phone.
Yeah.
I watched it on my monitor at home, which is like, I mean, it's not a small monitor, and my computer chair is not very far away, and so I kind of like, oh no.
Well, I would normally watch it at home on my TV, so I'm kind of glad I watched it on my phone. So,
Yeah, that wouldn't be all that great.
yeah, no.
So, yeah, Megalopolis, it'll be, I want to see more now,
Me too.
but I don't want to see more.
You're right.
I don't want to see more of that. But I feel like that's just kind of one of our first introductions to the character. But,
Like, I for sure would like a story trailer.
right.
Like, to kind of know what's going on. Like, why can he pause time like that?
Right. Right. So basically, Francis Ford Coppola released the trailer. His wife actually passed away on April 12th.
Okay.
But basically, when he released the clip, he said, "Megalopolis has always been a film dedicated to my dear wife, Eleanor. I really had hoped to celebrate her birthday together this May 4th, but sadly that was not meant to be. So let me share with everyone a gift on her behalf." And then he released the teaser clip,
Okay.
which is like, oh man,
No. How sweet.
yeah. So we have a new clip from Megalopolis. I want to see more. I am ready for more. Let's do this thing.
Exactly.
Let's effing go.
Right.
Speaking of, our next trailer that we have is the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
This looks so good.
There are so many things with that. We saw, I don't know if you saw, well, I mean, I'm sure you saw Ant-Man's helmet.
Yep.
Did you realize that was all of Ant-Man? Like his whole body?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you see who was in front of Ant-Man?
So I for sure saw Mephisto from X-Men First Class. I saw X2, or I'm sorry, not X2, but she's from X2. I forget her name, but it's the Lady Wolverine. Is it Lady Deathstrike?
Yep.
Okay, and then I feel like I'm missing somebody.
There was a lot of people like standing in front of Ant-Man. Let me see if I can find it quick. Oh, well, one thing is we have the TVA.
Right.
So we have the Loki connection there.
Yep.
The store that they kind of do the slow-mo hero walk in front of, the Liefeld's Just Feet.
It's the creator of Deadpool, and because they make fun of him because he can't draw feet.
He is well known for never drawing feet.
Yep.
They go through a sorcerer portal.
Oh yeah, for like Doctor Strange. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Azazel was in front of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, Azazel. Yep.
I think, is that Juggernaut from X2? No. But on the left there's the spiky lady. I think she's there. And then there's another character kind of crouched over a little bit. I don't know if you saw them. Almost looks like they're about to jump like a toad.
Like Toad. I wonder if it'll be
Scott Adkins.
Scott Adkins or Ray Park.
Or Ray Park, yeah, my apologies, Ray Park. Yeah, no, like somebody had gone through and broken down like all the people that were in front of Ant-Man. Villains in front of Ant-Man. Images. Let's see here. So here we go. So we got Azazel. We have Lady Deathstrike.
Okay.
We have Sabretooth.
Okay.
We have Toad.
Okay.
We have Pyro.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the ones that they have officially listed.
Pyro from
X-Men, X2.
X2, yeah.
Uh,
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch all those again.
Let's see here. That doesn't tell me what I want to know. Dang it.
I know there's also one of the mutants from X3 or from X-Men 3, from the Brotherhood, from Magneto. I don't remember her name, though, but yeah, one of them. And then the main bad guy is...
Cassandra Nova.
Yep, Cassandra Nova, which is Xavier's sister.
Should be interesting.
Very much so.
Especially with the way she was kind of just handling Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was kind of thinking at first that she had, like, metal powers, but it's like, no, it's just, like, her psychic ability.
Jean Grey.
Yeah, right?
Is Famke back in there again?
I heard she might be.
Never know.
You never know.
Never know.
I mean, they're also saying that Josh Brolin might be coming back as Cable, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, they say there's a possibility. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
It could all just be a trap.
Ha.
Which brings us to our next trailer, and that is the trailer for Trap. This is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie that is coming out with
Josh Hartnett.
Thank you. I was going to say Josh Hutcherson. I was like, no. Why can you not think of his name? Josh Hartnett and...
Mr. Minnesota.
Yes, sir. They definitely gave away a twist in the trailer. Mm-hmm. Whether or not that is the main twist or a tertiary twist. I mean, it could be the main twist. It could be a secondary twist. it could be a tertiary twist. It could be not a twist at all. Never know.
Mm-hmm. It could just be a red herring. I mean, I guess we won't really know until we... Well,
Wait,
I don't know if you plan on watching this, but I will.
I don't know, man. I might. Because it's Shyamalan. Mm-hmm. And it's Hartnett.
Lucky number 11.
Yes. Yes. Might have to.
I can't figure out if, like you said, if that is the twist, or if there's the red herring and there's another twist that we don't know about, or what. I just don't know. But I am along for the ride because it seems interesting.
Absolutely. 100%. The next one that we have is actually a trailer for the movie Lee. This one is going to be a bit of a biopic, I believe, as well, is what it was looking. Yeah, because it was based on the life of the photographer.
Yeah.
And so it's a biography based on the photographer from World War II, played by Kate Winslet. Which, honestly, Kate Winslet is one of those actresses that I don't recognize them in the role unless somebody's like, oh, that's Kate Winslet. I'm like, oh, it is.
She could really transform herself into her roles, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so she plays Lee Miller, who a fashion model who became an acclaimed war correspondent for Vogue magazine during World War II. Not something you necessarily think about.
Yeah, especially not from Vogue.
Right?
Ha.
There was some other people in there that I wasn't expecting, but I mean we have Kate Winslet, Marion Cotillard, Alexander Skarsgård, Andy Samberg showed up.
Yeah, that was so weird.
I was not expecting him. So I mean, is he trying to go for more dramatic roles now? I don't know.
No.
We'll have to see. But it looked interesting. Apparently, it's not doing too well. Like the critics aren't loving it.
Okay.
But they're not like hating it either.
Okay. So they're on the fence.
Right.
Gotcha.
Let me just double check that. Yeah, I mean it's right now it's got like a 68.
Okay.
68% I should say. So nothing too good, nothing too bad. Just kind of middle of the road.
Right.
But at the same time, it looks interesting. So we'll have something possibly coming in for that.
Sounds good.
The next trailer that we have is one that I feel like we're going to talk about a little bit here. And that is the trailer for Mufasa. Mufasa. Mufasa the Lion King. This is a prequel to The Lion King. It is all about Mufasa. And so it's the quote unquote live action style. I'm sure you could hear it in my voice too, but Travis saw just how hard I rolled my eyes when I said that.
That was so good.
but it's in the computer generated style. I want to get your thoughts, Travis.
Okay. I didn't like the live action Lion King to begin with.
Oh, I hated it.
Yeah, I know you did. Like I could grin and bear it, but then the more and more I was like, yeah, I really didn't like it. And then when I heard that they were doing this, I was like, is this really needed? Do we really need a full movie on just the backstory of Mufasa?
Mufasa.
I mean, do I want to see a young Rafiki? Yes, I do. But I don't care enough.
Right. So, we all know my feelings on the remake. One of the major complaints I had about that was that there was no expression.
Right.
Zero. Like, nothing. I was watching the trailer for this one, and I had a glimmer of hope appear when it looked like the animals were actually emoting. So, I have to see more trailers, but we'll see how that goes. Did you see the cast?
A little bit, but we can run through it.
Yeah. So, I mean, they went through a lot of the cast, kind of, did the boom, 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 name kind of thing. And so they had, like Aaron Pierre, Kevin Hart, Harrison Jr., Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Mads Mikkelsen, Tandy Newton, Keith David, all that kind of stuff. Apparently, they have, after like the main people they had, and introducing Blue Ivy Carter. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's Beyonce's kid.
And underneath that, they had something about and coming back or something like that. Beyonce Knowles.
No.
So with the remake, I said this before, and I will say it again. Beyonce, out of the between Donald Glover and Beyonce, it seemed like Beyonce was actually trying.
Right.
Beyonce actually wanted to be there, to be in the movie, to do what she could to make the movie good. Whereas Donald Glover definitely felt in the movie just kind of like he was reading his lines for the paycheck kind of thing. So Beyonce is back. Donald Glover is back. But like I said, Seth Rogen is back as Pumbaa. Billy Eichner is back as Timon. Blue Ivy Carter is playing Kiara, which I believe is Simba and Nala's daughter.
Okay. That's reaching into like the VHS.
straight to VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Princess Kiara is the main protagonist of the 1998 film The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride.
Okay.
So I am very interested to see how Blue Ivy does. Just because I know who her mother is. And having been brought to and made watch the Renaissance Tour video or movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I did. I know how hard Blue Ivy actually, if Blue Ivy wants to do something, she does not half-ass it. And I'm not bleeping that one. So it will be very, very interesting to see. I am definitely going to keep my eye on this.
Okay.
And if the trailers are looking a lot better, like there's a lot more emotion in the animals, I might want to see this.
Interesting.
Like I said, there's that glimmer of hope.
Interesting. I never thought that this would get turned around on you.
Right?
This is intriguing. Okay. All right.
I am surprised. I am very surprised.
Very nice. Okay.
Actually, you know what? I wonder. Oh, they don't have anything on here. Okay. I was going to say, I wonder if they have Kovu, who is basically the love interest in Lion King 2. Because one of the streamers I watch basically is a spitting image of the human version of Kovu.
Nice.
And basically people have told him that a lot, so much so that he ended up getting a picture that he put up on stream. He's like, does this really look like me? And everybody's like, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
So yeah, it's very. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Like I said, Mads Mikkelsen has joined in. He is all over the place. Tandy Newton has joined in.
Okay. Do we know who Mads is playing?
Character named Kiros.
Okay.
Let me see if I'm an adult. Yeah, so it looks like a character made for this movie.
Okay. So if this is Mufasa, then Scar would be in this. Then who played Scar in the first one? It was Idris, right?
I don't. I mean, Idris played Shere Khan in the Jungle Book.
Okay. Because it wasn't Jeremy Irons.
Right. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see if. I mean, he's not in the list for Mufasa, so we'll have to see. That is on its way.
Sweet. Well, color me green and call me Kermit.
Okay. Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Speaking of Kermit, and all of the rest of the Muppets and Sesame Street and Dark Crystal and all of that, Jim Henson has a new documentary coming out. Or a new documentary is coming out about Jim Henson, I should say, by Ron Howard. And it's called Jim Henson Idea Man. And we had a trailer released for this one.
And this is coming to Disney Plus.
It is. This one kicked me right in the feels.
It did.
got me right, got me all emotional. And, it's just kind of, they interview like Frank Oz, and they interview his Brian Henson. I'm sure they interview a ton of other people too,
right.
But those are the two main ones that I kind of knew right off the bat who they were. Just because, like, I know, well, Brian Henson is Jim Henson's son, took over the company for him when he passed away. And then Frank Oz is Frank Oz.
Right.
And, it just very much feels like this is going to be a very emotional, a very heartfelt kind of documentary tribute to Jim Henson is what it's feeling like.
Right.
It definitely feels like it was made with love. Sometimes documentaries are put out there and they're just like, trying to get to the nitty gritty of what this person was like. But this is like, no, this is Jim's legacy. This is, what he created and who he was as a person. And, it feels like it's going to be very, very well done.
Oh, very much so, yes. It almost feels like they always try to dig up dirt.
Yeah. Well, they got to have the drama in there somehow, right?
Oh, exactly. But it's going to be hard to kind of find drama within Jim Henson.
Well, I mean, I think there was some, but
I'm sure there was, but
yeah, we'll see how it all goes.
But there's so much more wholesome than there is.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So that does bring us to the end of our trailers. I mean, we have one more, but we're going to talk about it here in just a second. Travis, do you have anything you want to say about any of those trailers that we talked about here?
I got none.
All right. Well, then make sure you visit us at Facebook. We're facebook.com/MoviesAreAthing. We also on Twitter and Instagram at MoviesAreAthing. No spaces, dashes, slashes, anything like that at MoviesAreAthing. Come on by and say hi. Nailed it. I actually got that on first try.
So proud of you.
Woo, 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 woo. The first movie that we have this week is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This one is rated PG-13 and will be in theaters. In the future, following Caesar's reign, in which apes are the dominant species living harmoniously, and humans have been reduced to living in the shadows. As a new tyrannical ape leader builds his empire, one young ape undertakes a harrowing journey that will cause him to question all that he has known about the past and to make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike. IMDb did not have a score for this one. Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes also did not have a score for this one. And we also had a final trailer for this one that was released, 2 days ago, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Dude,
I'm so ready for this.
I am ready for this one.
I'm really excited to see this movie.
Yes. No, this one looks really, really good. I am very much ready for it.
Me too. Like, I've always been a big fan of the Apes movies, and this one is no exception. I think this looks fantastic. I would prefer if it were practical and they went back to, makeup effects more than CGI. But, I am okay with it. It still looks beautiful. So.
Right. We got a lot more in this last trailer, too, which I don't feel like it gave away the movie, which is very nice. I am so happy for that.
Right.
And it did make me want to go watch this even more now. I guess I don't know how much to say about the trailer, but this is a movie where when it was first announced, it was like, okay, yeah, sure. The cast was announced, director, writer, all that kind of stuff. Okay. We started getting the trailers, and it was like, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, we're going to have, apes doing falconry? Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be like basically set right before the original movies? Okay. I see you. But
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
fantastic.
Well, isn't that special? Yeah, this is definitely the movie that I want to watch this week.
Oh, me too, for sure.
100%. I had another movie in here, but apparently it was already released. So we won't do that movie, but we do have one more movie for the week.
Okay.
And that movie is We Grown Now. This one is rated PG and will be in theaters. In 1992 Chicago, as Michael Jordan solidifies himself as a champion, a story of two young legends in their own right begins. As wide-eyed and imaginative best friends Malik and Eric traverse the city, looking to escape the mundaneness of school and the hardships of growing up in public housing, their unbreakable bond is challenged when tragedy shakes their community just as they are learning to fly. IMDb has this one at a 7.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is sitting at a 93% certified fresh, and Metacritic is sitting at a 75.
I think this looks good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Do I want to rush out and go watch this before I see Apes? No. But I wouldn't mind watching this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Are we going to have it here at St. Michael Cinema?
Unfortunately not. We're only getting Apes this weekend.
How rude.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That's unfortunate. Maybe it might be coming in later. Never know.
Maybe. You never know.
I mean, for a movie like that I honestly hadn't even heard about until now, it wouldn't surprise me if it was, kind of a staggered release.
Oh, most
two different places.
Right.
So if it sounds like something that you might want to watch and it's not at your theater right now, you can always kind of see if it comes in the next week. Otherwise, if you can find it somewhere around you, you might want to go watch it just in case it doesn't do too well and it doesn't get a wider release.
And then, I'm sure it'll be on streaming here soon.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah, because, if you can't see it in theaters, then streaming would be your next best bet, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, that is our last movie for the week. I guess, we already know what you want to watch.
Right.
And your watch order.
Yep.
It's not like we have a ton of movies for this week, so.
Right.
I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we're going to start getting just jam-packed with movies because we're starting to get to the summertime.
We sure were. Well, we had our first official weekend with Fall Guy, so.
Yes. Kicking it off.
Yep.
And, it was even light out when we got up here to record, too.
It was.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was. It's like, oh, yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently.
It's not just movies.
It's cinema. No, so, I guess that being said, Travis, do you have anything else that you want to say about any of the things that we talked about today? News, trailers, movies?
Do we want to let them know that we're not going to be here next week?
Yes. I guess I should say we didn't really have an opportunity to give you a heads up the last couple of weeks because the week before this past week was unintentional. I just kind of ran out of time. But next week we will not be here.
Yes.
Because somebody has to go do stuff for their job, and and this time it's not me.
Yeah, right. It's me this time.
For once, it's not me that's causing us to not record. Yes. No.
Yeah.
But you're actually going to something that will be very, very good too.
Yeah, I'm super excited to go to NATO, which is the movie theater convention that'll be out in Iowa. So
Yeah, the North American Theater Owners
yeah,
Convention.
exactly.
Correct?
Yep.
And then we might have a spoiler-free review of something, possibly.
I have a chance to watch 3 things.
Ooh.
So
We'll see. We'll see what
Yes.
goes on in 2 weeks from today.
sounds good.
Fantastic already. That being said, make sure you visit us at Facebook. Wow. We're at facebook.com/movies are a thing. We also on Twitter and Instagram at movies are a thing. No spaces, dashes, slashes, anything like that at movies are a thing. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/movies are a thing. If you want to help support the podcast, we do have that over there. Nailed it.
Nice.
Travis,
Yes, sir.
anything else?
No, I don't think so. No.
All right. Well, then I do believe it is about that time.
Here it comes.
Cue the outro. Thank you for listening to Movies Are a Thing. Be sure to tune in next week for more movies and tangents with us. There we go. Do we got it? I think we got it. Travis, could you speak into your microphone, please?
I can speak into my microphone. Sure, why not?
You are very quiet.
I'm very quiet.
He is.
Well, I have it in front of me, so
That's better.
there we go.
Woo!
Woo!
Woo! I might even be able to turn you down a little bit.
Ooh.
Just as long as you don't pull an us and get quieter and quieter and kind of further away as we go on.
Okay, that's fair.
I've noticed that a lot too. Like both you and me, like as the recording goes on, it's like, we start off and we're like, yeah, this is really good and blah blah blah, and then by the end we're kind of yeah, it's pretty good. Here. Okay, so anything that we need to take out?
Is your screen a little bright there?
I mean, probably, but I like it. Okay, man. It's like make it so I can see.
Well, it doesn't help if you can get a tan from it.
I need it so I can see, man. I need it so I can see, and that way I can. Because, well, yeah. So let's talk about Clue for a second while I move this too. Yeah. I mean, like, and all that jazz.
Find that whoopee spot.
Well, I wake in the morning and I step outside, and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I.
Oh, what's going on? And I said, yeah.
Oh, what's the one part? And he prayed. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray the name of thee. Where? Gotta have the meh.
Oh, good.
Oh, have you seen the thing with the 1920s gangster cat?
No.
This guy just goes up to his cat, and the guy goes, meh, and the cat goes, meh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Meh.
Meh. So, Fantastic Four, nowhere. Let's see here. Let me see if I can spell headquarters right.
Actually, John, in issue 141 of the Fantastic Four.
We'll have to. The tertiary. That one character from the young version of Scooby-Doo gang cartoon, Red Herring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get it?
I getcha.
Scooby-Doo. A pup named Scooby-Doo. That's what it was.
Scooby-Doo.
Where Fred always thinks it's Red Herring.
Yep.
Oh, Fred. From 1988.
Remember that cartoon very fondly.
Mm-hmm.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo.
Pup named Scooby-Doo. But yeah, so Trap. We'll bring that one down to the very bottom. Okay. Oh. Excuse. And Aaron Pierre do the voice for? No, because James Earl Jones did the voice for Mufasa in the remake. Duh. Okay. So,
I have always been a big fan of the Apes movies,
What?
and this is no exception.
what?
What? Oh, was I blocking it? My bad. I'm sorry.
Let's see here. So I'm just kind of double checking to see if they actually have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in here. They do not. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. So. Oh man. All right. Oh, I should probably stop the recording, huh?
That might be a good idea.
Okay. Well then I will. Oh, 1 second.